ESPN is the LeBron James network. All right, there's no question about it. There's no doubt about it. All they have is just a bunch of people out there twerking it up 24/7. Every single day is like one big twerkathon, right? And Brian Windhorst, for the longest time, has been a proponent of LeBron James, going all the way back to his high school days. But then if you remember, about a year ago, LeBron went on the Pat McAfee show, which aired after First Take, if I'm not mistaken. He goes on there and he just starts tearing into people.
For years, one topic has dominated NBA conversations more than almost anything else: the GOAT debate. Michael Jordan or LeBron James? It's a discussion that has fueled television ratings, social media arguments, podcasts, and YouTube videos for well over a decade. But what happens when even the people who regularly cover the NBA start questioning whether the debate has any real value anymore? That's exactly what caught everyone's attention recently. During a discussion on ESPN, Brian Windhorst made a point that surprised a lot of basketball fans. Instead of diving into another round of Jordan versus LeBron arguments, he essentially argued that the conversation has become pointless. His reasoning wasn't that one player is clearly better than the other.
Stephen A. Smith, former NBA records, and then Brian Windhorst, essentially stopping short of calling this guy a weirdo, right? Brian Windhorst, they used to sit up there and twerk it up every single day, come to the show, handing out jars of honey to everybody on the panel before the show started, like just a serial twerker, right? Just twerking it up. So one would have thought that Brian would have finally said, man, enough of kissing this dude's butt. He doesn't even acknowledge me, right? But then shortly after, he went back to twerking it up. So recently, they brought up a discussion on the panel. They were about to bring it up, and they were about to get into this whole GOAT debate thing. This is the fakest again.
Instead, he suggested that nobody is actually changing their mind anymore. Think about it. If you've believed Michael Jordan is the greatest player ever for the last 20 years, is one more championship by LeBron James suddenly going to change your opinion? Probably not. And if you've spent years believing LeBron James is the GOAT because of his longevity, statistics, and all-around impact, are you suddenly going to switch sides because someone brings up 6 championships and 6 finals MVPs? Again, probably not. That's what makes this debate fascinating. It's no longer about convincing people that it's about defending positions they've already chosen. Every time a new accomplishment happens, social media immediately asks the same question.
I'm totally overruling this. Do you think one person would believe, one person who thinks that Jordan is ahead of LeBron would say, oh, he won 4 championships with 4 different teams. Oh, he's number 1. That's a fake argument. Nobody would ever give him credit for that. We have had 8 different champions in the last 8 years, okay? And LeBron went to 8 straight finals. Has anybody said, boy, you know what? That getting to 8 straight finals is pretty good. That would be pretty good. No one has said that because they've already decided. There's nobody that's going to be swayed. Anything. They've already decided. They just want to hear your argument so that they can state their argument. That's why this conversation is, that's why the whole thing is ridiculous. If they go 82-0 and they win a championship in the playoffs.
Does this make LeBron the GOAT? Does this help Jordan's legacy? Does this change the rankings? The answers are almost always predictable because most fans already have their minds made up. That may be exactly why Brian Windhorst wanted to move on from the topic. Instead of debating hypothetical legacy points, maybe it's time to appreciate what both players actually accomplished. Michael Jordan transformed basketball into a global phenomenon during the 1990s. His championships, scoring titles, competitiveness, and worldwide influence changed the NBA forever. That LeBron James entered the league with unbelievable expectations and somehow exceeded many of them. 2 decades later, he continues adding milestones that once seemed impossible.
Nobody who already believes that Jordan ahead of him is going to put Jordan ahead of him. It's a fake thing. It's a fake conversation to say anything different. Next topic.
Wait, but
what just happened here?
Wendy just jumped the whole thing. Okay, so you did want to talk about legacy this morning. Usually I try to steer clear, but because I'm trying to steer clear of a Wendy crash out on First Take. But
anyway, so you heard what he had to say there, right? What are my thoughts about this? Look, man, even when they asked Michael Jordan about it, MJ said what I have been saying on this channel for years. It's all for marketing.
Whether you rank Jordan first or LeBron first, both careers are extraordinary. But here's where the conversation becomes interesting. Many fans argue that legacy isn't just about numbers. It's also about the journey. Some people place enormous value on winning championships with one organization. Others value adapting to different teammates, coaches, and systems. Some prioritize undefeated finals records. Others focus on longevity and total production. Some emphasize peak dominance. Others believe sustained greatness matters more. That's why this debate has lasted so long. Different fans value different things. And that's perfectly okay. One fan might say 6 championships without a finals loss is the ultimate standard.
This is not a real thing that's happening in reality. The only people, let me say it again, the only people that are pushing this argument are LeBron James fans. No other NBA fans are pushing it. Certainly Michael Jordan fans are not. It's LeBron fans. They're the ones that want it to be something real. They're the ones. It's not us. It's not regular, everyday NBA fans. It's them. And of course, ESPN, right? Because ESPN has made quite a bunch of money on this entire debate. Now, here's the saddest part about it.
Another fan might point to 20-plus seasons of elite basketball and argue that no one has maintained excellence for that long. Neither side is likely to convince the other because they're measuring greatness differently. That's an important point that often gets lost during heated online debates. People aren't arguing with the same definition of greatness. They're using different scorecards. One side emphasizes perfection. The other emphasizes longevity. One values peak performance. The other values total career achievement. When everyone is grading with different criteria, no debate is ever truly finished. And maybe that's exactly why sports television keeps returning to it. The GOAT debate generates clicks. It generates comments. It generates ratings.
After all of that twerking that ESPN, the network, did, when The Last Dance came out in 2020, the vast majority of ESPN viewers still picked Michael Jordan. So after all of this twerking for year after year after year after year after year, it didn't matter. And I think people like Brian have just come to the conclusion, like, bro, we're not convincing anyone. I'm talking about ESPN now. We're not convincing anyone. Why are we still having this conversation? No one is being moved by this. And this is the part that I think LeBron fans don't get. Even if LeBron goes to Philly and wins a title or two.
Every time Jordan or LeBron trends online, millions of basketball fans immediately join the discussion. Some defend Jordan. Some defend LeBron. Some simply enjoy watching the arguments unfold. Whether people love it or hate it, the conversation keeps attention focused on the NBA. That's valuable for television networks, podcasts, and content creators alike. But fans have started asking a different question. Has the debate become repetitive? Every season seems to follow a familiar script. LeBron reaches another milestone. Someone declares he's now the greatest ever. Others immediately disagree. Then the same arguments return. Championships, finals record, statistics, longevity, competition, era comparisons, supporting casts.
But if another guy walks up to me with $100 and he stole that from an old lady, yeah, we both have $100, but you did it in a dishonorable way. So people are going to respect me more. That's the point. So yeah, LeBron can go to Philly and win a chip or whatever it is, but we know that you're chasing rings. LeBron James has played with 75 All-Stars in his NBA career. 75 All-Stars. 75. And still sitting on 4 rings.
The cycle repeats itself. That's why Windhorst's comment stood out. He wasn't necessarily trying to crown a new GOAT. Instead, he questioned whether the debate itself still serves any purpose. It's an interesting perspective because sports discussions usually focus on creating bigger arguments, not ending them. Maybe appreciating greatness has become more difficult because everyone feels pressure to rank everything. Every player has to be first. Every season has to be historic. Every accomplishment has to move someone higher or lower on an all-time list. But basketball isn't always that simple. Different eras produced different challenges. The NBA Jordan entered was different from today's league. Rules changed. Playing styles evolved. Three-point shooting exploded. Sports science improved. Training methods became more advanced. Comparing players across completely different eras will always involve opinion. There isn't one perfect formula. That's why fans continue debating decades later. One side believes Jordan's dominance during his championship years remains unmatched. Another side believes LeBron's ability to stay elite across multiple generations is something basketball may never see again. Both perspectives have reasonable arguments behind them, and that's okay. Sports don't always need unanimous answers. Sometimes the discussion itself becomes part of the entertainment. Still, there's another lesson from all of this. Basketball fans often spend so much time comparing legends that they forget to enjoy the players currently on the court. Instead of celebrating incredible performances, conversations immediately become legacy debates. A 40-point game becomes evidence for one side. A championship becomes ammunition for another. A playoff loss becomes fuel for endless arguments. Maybe that's what Windhorst was trying to highlight. Not every achievement has to restart the GOAT conversation. Sometimes greatness can simply be appreciated without immediately turning it into another comparison. After all, basketball history is filled with legends. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Stephen Curry, and many others who changed the sport forever. Ranking them will always be subjective, but respecting their accomplishments doesn't have to be. At the end of the day, fans will continue choosing sides. Jordan supporters will defend 6 championships and unmatched competitive dominance. LeBron supporters will point toward unprecedented longevity, versatility, and statistical milestones. Neither side is likely to disappear. Neither side is likely to surrender. And maybe that's exactly why this debate has survived for so many years. Not because someone keeps winning it, but because nobody ever truly loses it. So perhaps Brian Windhorst was right about one thing. The GOAT debate may never actually end. Not because new evidence keeps appearing, but because basketball fans have already decided what greatness means to them. And no television segment, no viral clip, no social media post, and no championship parade is guaranteed to change that. Whether you're Team Jordan, Team LeBron, or someone who simply appreciates basketball history, one thing is certain. The debate will continue. The arguments will continue. The headlines will continue. But maybe the best thing we can do is enjoy watching greatness, past and present, while recognizing that not every fan has to reach the same conclusion. Now it's your turn. Do you agree with Brian Windhorst that the GOAT debate has become impossible to settle? Or do you think one player has already separated himself from the rest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more NBA content, and I'll see you in the next one.